say, see a broad to get that booty yak 'em, leg her down or smack 'em, yak 'em.
Daddy, chill.
Bullshit.
If I can get a quickie in.
I'm your huckleberry.
Yo. Yo. Yo, yo. Peace, power, prosperity to the village gang. You already know how we do. This is going to be a in and out A quickie. You hear me? This is going to be one of those things.
If I can get a quickie in.
You dig it? So just don't feel no type of way. You feel me? Today I'm gonna master the short stroke. I know y'all tracking because y'all smart. I don't never doubt y'all intelligence. I never doubt y'all awareness. Right. But let me get the show started real quick, and we're just gonna start firing off at this shit. He and I's him. Slim Trin built to win. Granny's baby. Flaco Fuerte. Numero uno. Rima Corda bring the joy. TRIN. Humble and gracious host. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the love y'all send over here to FDNHT. Appreciate all the love y'all give to me personally. Really love y'all give to Roddy personally. Y'all hit buttons. Y'all open your wallets. That shit does not go unnoticed, right? It's not unappreciated. So big salute to y'all. And y'all know it's our love thing all the time, 24/7. With a Mac and Lem. Yo, sure. Yo, what up? Peace. Check this out. So right now, there's a lot of motion going on in the streets. A lot of motion, right? And something that is afforded in America that people take for granted all the time is a level of comfortability and a level of safety, which is provided by, for the lack of better words, for lack of a shorter, just to make a short expression of it, the government, right? But it's not one city, it's not two cities. We could call this a coast to coast action. This is coast to coast, east to the west, the north to the south. And it's called No Kings. I don't know if y'all tracking this, but I do believe y'all tracking because y'all kind of like, even the younger cats that be in here, y'all kind of got some sensibility about yourself. So we always salute that. The older people, they tend to listen to watch the news. They tend to kind of like know what's going on around them because that's the type of time they grew up in. My era kind of grew up under them, so we kind of like adopted that from them also. Having a certain awareness about what's going on, not just in the community right around the corner from you, but really, let's say, just like a good circumferential, right? Even if it's on the other coast, you tend to have a good knowing about going on in the nation and nation temperature. Right now, the temperature is kind of high, right? Millions of people came out of their houses today on the streets, picket signs, Danny boy, oh Danny boy, what up, G? To protest and to let their voices be heard. And what they're screaming at the top of their lungs is called No Kings, right? It's all over the news. But before I want to get into to start pinging at that, just had to give y'all an intro to let y'all know where my brain is at. That's what I'm talking about for the next hour. Next hour. I'm only thinking about an hour, right? That's with video, talk, and everything. I'm only thinking about an hour. Because I got another video tonight, which is us kicking it, right? Celine, what's up, beautiful? Hope all is well. That's where my head is at. That's what this conversation is about to be about. Y'all allowed to talk freely in the chat. Y'all know that. Y'all know the only rule we have in the chat is no disrespect, right? No blatant disrespect. You can have a little name calling back and forth, but no blatant disrespect. Only rule, only law we have in there. Speak freely, but don't attack the person for real, for real. Attack the idea, attack the thought, right? And that's how we keep it over here. Let me run this video real quick. Boom, drop. Boom, right here. Share that. And the good thing about being in America is that we have constitutional law that protects us from tyrannical governments. Remember that. Those are those comfortabilities that Americans walk around here with every day, blind, and not even really saying thank you or not even comprehending the protections that were given to them hundreds of years ago was built for them for reasons to protect them. But it's such a normal thing right now, right? You ever seen how people attitude works in the peacetime versus how people's attitude are during war times? If you was alive during the war, the Iraqi war, after the 9/11, rest in peace, those people that lost their life. But if you know the temperature of America back then to the temperature now, you know it's two different temperatures. It's two different temperatures. America has a temperature in peacetime and they have a temperature in wartime. And I believe that's not just specifically to America. I believe that's specifically to the world. Every country that has a tension point, I know for a fact in peacetime, attitudes are one way, and wartime attitudes are a different type of way, right? I got sound on this. Okay, we got visual. All right.
Droves, because this is the free state of Florida. They're moving here because they know their families will be safe here, their businesses will be safe. They won't have to contend with what we're seeing in places like Los Angeles and New York and Chicago, those things that are happening right now as we stand here today speaking. Our general was, I will say, very instrumental, was the tip of the spear in our blueprint for Free Florida. And now he's the tip of the spear in making sure that we are protecting what I like to call our 3 Cs, our citizens, our cops, and our Constitution. And he has stood strong with not only law enforcement, but with us here in Brevard County, and we appreciate you. I'm gonna start out by addressing the doxing issue that we were talking about. Our ICE agents, just like our Florida Highway Patrol, are our partners. We all ride together in this. We all are out here to make sure that we're protecting our citizens, protecting our communities. Many of them have been called to the border. Many of them have been called to other locations to deal with the amount of fugitives and things that are going on, detainers. So for us, we will have their back. We will work closely with Colonel Howes and his team in making sure that we're increasing patrol. We're watching them. Anybody that's doxing them, as the General said, we passed a law about 4 or 5 years ago that makes it illegal to dox here in the state of Florida. So anybody's doing that, we will take them to full task on doing it. We will stand with you. I want to define a couple things, and our general was very kind in how he said things. I'm not as usually as elegant in how I say things, so I'm gonna first say that peaceful protests are part of our democracy. We invite people to share their opinions. That's what our country is all about. The key word in that is peaceful, and if it's peaceful, us in law enforcement are going to make sure you have a safe environment to do it in. That's part of that process. If you let it turn violent, whoo, you do not want to do that in Brevard County. I'm going to tell you that, and I believe I can speak for my fellow sheriffs around the rest of the state. You don't want to let it happen. And just so there's no confusion, because I don't want to hear any whining later saying we didn't know, I'm going to break it down for you, all right? Because as you watch these riots unfold across the rest of the country, what you are seeing is buildings being burned down, police cars being bricked, having explosive devices thrown on them, having fire, guns pointed at them, bricks thrown at them, all and on. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here, not in the state of Florida. So to make it real simple, if you don't want to have any of those things happen to you, obey the law. Go protest all you want. Do it peacefully. Stand on the mountaintops and yell your opinion, your views. We invite that. But don't you dare break the law.
So there you go. Black and white. They're not playing. They're not going to play around in Florida. Don't go down there trying to be cute and go down there thinking that you're above the law. They're not playing. He said graveyard, DEAD. Let me tell you something that I noticed a long time ago. There is no need for them to take the stance of such severity if the other thing, the unpeaceful rioting, the burning down businesses, that hooligan shit, if that didn't exist and everything was peaceful and done the way it was intended to be done, then this level of severity would not be needed, right? Perfect example. The Black Panther Party would not be needed or necessary if the system of white supremacy did not use certain gears in that machine to oppress, suppress, the rights and liberties of black people. If that makes sense to you. The Black Panther Party was invented and created to defend black people. If black people were not in the need of defense, then they would not be created. One thing bursts the other. Like the simple saying goes, it says, invention is the something of necessity, is the invention is the child of necessity, or something like that. It goes hand in hand. Things are invented and created because other things are necessary. They go hand in hand. They are not exclusive. They're not. They go hand in hand. One thing exists, something else has to exist. I don't care how people feel about what he's saying. What he's saying is he's absolutely right. He's not going to lose his people because y'all don't know how to do things peacefully. There's people run around here with emotion and riot with emotion and feel like they're actually doing something, but we all have known the saying that goes, the pen is mightier than the sword. So the pen is mightier than the sword means that with the pen, what do you do with a pen? What gets signed with a pen? You've been watching this man that everybody all of a sudden calls a fucking racist, right? A bigot, right? All these names and monikers they want to put on him, right? Cool, such as like, right? Neither here nor there. But the reality is this: he signs with a fucking pen things into, not with a sword. He don't run around here with a fucking sword, creating legislature and law and putting what the fuck they call them shits? Executive orders. He's not signing executive orders with a sword. He's writing executive orders with a pen. That's too high. Y'all can't comprehend it. Cool. When your boss writes you a bad slip at work because you did some shit, writes you for your infraction, is that more powerful than him just sending you home for half a day? Half a day, there's no track record on it. When he puts that pen to that paper, now he's creating a track record of your behavior. So when they do put your ass out the door officially, they have rhyme and reason to it. They could go back to your job folder and look in it and say, I had to write this dumb motherfucker up 15 times in the past 6 months. Because the pen is mightier than the sword. They didn't write the Constitution with pens. The pen is mightier than the sword. I understand the reason people protest. I'm not against protesting at all. I'm a matter of fact, I'm an advocate for protesting and saying what you want to say. But when you misguide a bunch of people and you use their emotion against them, like we've seen numerous times in our community alone, when you misguide that emotion, you just dump that emotion off and no change happens. There's no bills getting written. There's no executive orders. There's no change in the local politicians. There's no change in the Senate. Ain't no change in the Congress. And ain't no change in who becomes a big dog. And that's us saying that we believe that the system is working. I would write that shit. I'm telling you, I would write that shit on somebody's. That's just how. I probably won't, but that's why I don't write stuff when I'm angry, right? So it's been a political wildfire for a long time. It's not just Trump. The wildfire been started. It's been a wildfire since Barack was in there. It's been a wildfire since Bush was in there. America is a country that's politically tense. Such is life. They're less tense than a lot of countries, because a lot of countries, they just drop motherfucking presidents and prime ministers. A lot of countries, they just get down. They storm parliaments. They really take, it's really be coups going on in other countries. For real, for real. So America's a lot, let's say, less tense because people really enjoy their liberties, even though they might not agree with the House. They might not agree who's sitting in the seat. They might not agree with the VP or the P or chair or whatever the case is. There's a lot of liberties that people still get. Don't get shit fucked up now. Don't get shit fucked up and think that these people are just completely upset. They not. They have their issues, onesies, twosies. That's why I can't see how people could just lean all the way one way or lean all the way one way. Let us say, you know what? I'm in the middle for real. But you know what? I like this idea on this side. I like this idea on this side. So I'm looking at it like 60, 40. I'm 75, 25. I'm 80, 20. I'm 20, 80. I'm 75, 20. However the fuck you look at it. But you know what? People don't even talk about the local, the baseline things. They think about the big dog. Hence the reason why they keep calling it the big dog for every fucking problem that happens in America. Like the big dog really know what the fuck going on in Henderson, Nevada. You think Trump know what the fuck going on in Henderson, Nevada? You're out your fucking mind. You are completely out your fucking mind. If you think Trump know what's going on in fucking Newark, New Jersey, you out your fucking mind. You think Trump knows what's going on in Southside Chicago, you out your fucking mind. You want the big dog that has to attain and entertain and deal with the fucking world of politics. The whole fucking world. The world of politics representing America on the global stage. You want him to know what the fuck is going on in Jacksonville, Florida? Billings, Montana? Phoenix, Arizona? You want him to know what the fuck is going on? You are delayed. If that's your thought process, then you are fucking delayed and you know absolutely zero about how the shit really fucking works. And you probably need to go take a fucking civics class and American history class. That's what the fuck you probably need to do. No King's movement. Political wildfire has the tension in it is because there's so much people and because it's crossed the board, the potential for it to become something dangerous is very, very high. I would tell you people, be very, very cautious about going out to the streets with these riots or going out in the streets with these protests. Sorry, I don't want to use the word riot. I take that back. I take the word riot back. I take the word riot back because I don't want to just label it as a riot. I take that word back. That is my bad. Me. That's on me. The word is protest. Be careful when you go out to these protests because you never know who is there and what their personal agendas are, and you do not want to be caught up in bullshit. You do not want to be the one standing next to somebody throwing a Molotov cocktail through somebody's window. Be careful, be hyper aware of these things. That's my advice to you. Moving down the line. So pretty much the protesters are saying they have a fear. They have a fear of living in a monarch system. A monarch system is one head, right? There's monarchs, kings, queens. That's pretty much what they're saying. That's what they accusing Trump of doing / creating / wants. He's been accused of that's his motion. Do I see it? I see motion. I see funny motion. But do I see monarch motion? I don't see it. I see where they could say he's putting people in power that listen to him. But that's kind of like what you want to do with your cabinet. You take the best of the best of the best of the best of the best, right? Kings need what? Counsel. So he's trying to assemble the wisest counsel around him. When he made a mistake with Elon, what did he do? He dismissed Elon. What did Elon do? Turn into a baby back bitch. And what did he do? Start crying. Right? Kings take on counsel. What kind of counsel would a king want? A fair exchange. I respect you, you respect me. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of big dog, so I'm making the decision, right? It's a relationship with 51% versus 50%. I have 51%. You have, 51% versus 51% versus 49%. You smell me? Yo, Logical is in the town square. That's it. I'm still the big dog. And to get to me, you still got to talk to JD. Not necessarily, but JD is in the way, right? JD is definitely in the slot. There's people before you get to him, but y'all know exactly what I'm saying. The last decision comes down to him. Pete had said, "Oh God, he's a piece of work." So they're fighting against the monarch, right? They say they're not into the overreach. Like you hear words like overreach, you're gonna hear words like militarized. You're gonna hear words the violation of civil liberties, civil rights. Pretty much those are the things you're gonna hear a lot, and it's gonna be basically they stemming it to the top of the pyramid, the very top of the spear. The very tippy top of the spear is gonna be Donald J. Trump, DGT, right? That's what they're saying. That's what they're protesting. That's how they're feeling. That's what they're fighting against. That's what they're protesting against. Cool. The reason why this movement has a lot of legs on it and it's coast to coast is because they're not fighting for one thing. They galvanized a bunch of different groups, right? So imagine all the Black and Latino gangs came together. Now, amongst the Blacks, let's say the red homies want their neighborhoods painted red. They're like, hell yeah, we want our shit red. The blue homies say we want our neighborhood painted blue. The Chicago gang, whatever color they fucking wear, they want their neighborhoods painted that way. Cool. That's what they fighting for. Everybody fighting for their own color schemed neighborhoods. The Latino homies say we want brown, we want white, we want green, we want these colors in the neighborhood. We say, cool. All right, cool. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different smaller pieces. And everybody want their own little piece of what they want. But together, we is one. While we fighting, we all fighting for our own little onesies, twosies, though. But together, let's say we name it the recoloration. So what you see is the recoloration motion step out, but internally it's all these little pockets in there. But what we want, the main thing that we're saying is we want to recolor this we want to recolor this country, if that makes sense to you. On the internals, it's different pockets, but on the outside, when you look at it, it looks like, oh, recoloration. Oh, that's a recoloration. So you think recoloration is coast to coast? It's like, damn, these motherfuckers is giant. No, they made up of little pockets that came together, talked amongst each other, and got some shit moving. Another example I'm gonna bring up. When white supremacy works, they don't see Italians, Jewish, British, Scottish, Irish, Portuguese, what's the other? Slavics, Swedish, Croatians, Czech, Germans, reps. They don't see that. What they see is white. And together, under the name of white, they come together. If that makes more sense to y'all, if y'all could comprehend that. So when it says they're white, the word will say they white. And tied internally, they be like, that motherfucker ain't, they ain't white. They don't eat white people food. Them Algerians ain't white. They eat African food. If that makes sense to you, then you could comprehend it for sure. It's a bunch of different movements. One movement is the ALCU. You have the you have Move On Up or Move On. It's another group called Move On. It's either Move On or Move On Up. There's another group by the name of Indivisible. Those are the big dogs that I've read and researched and pinged one or two, saw those names drop. Those are the big dogs that's really pushing this shit forward. Cool. Just like I explained. On the front, it says no kings, no monarchs, no no concentrated power, no one-man show. That's what they say on the front. But on the inside is different group. If that makes sense. Remember, I brought up the whites, remember I brought up the gang members and all that other stuff. So there you go, you have it right there. Nice and easy. Lay it on your lap. Easy comprehension. You hear me? And I'm not saying this for y'all, but people probably going to see this video and people probably not going to understand exactly what these things that I'm talking about, right? So the ALCU is the American something league. Hold on. You know what? I'll do y'all one better. Give me 1 second. I'll do y'all one better. Let me call the barmaid. And see what she got to say. Let me make sure she's up and running. Close that out. Hey, Brenda. Awesome. I'm glad you're here with us today, this morning. Quick questions. Indivisible, the ACLU, and move on. Could you give us a quick definition and description of those groups, please?
Absolutely, Trin. Quick and sweet, just like you asked. So, Indivisible is basically a grassroots network that formed after 2016, all about resisting authoritarian policies and getting everyday people involved in democracy. The ACLU, or American Civil Liberties Union, is a big player in defending constitutional rights, free speech, protest rights, all that good stuff. And Move On is a progressive organization that's all about mobilizing large-scale protests and pushing for political change. So that's your quick lineup. Indivisible, ACLU, and Move On all working together to keep the No King spirit alive.
All right, there you go. You have it right there, right? Instead of me spinning in my brain and going crazy and probably giving out some bad gouge, I'm gonna just tap the source. Yo, legend, what up, G? Peace. How prosperity. You know, we get down over in the town square. So June 14th, this is when it really started. Trump's birthday. That's when it really, really started. As a symbol that they're going exactly at him. Right? So I'll wait to the day that you were born when you're supposed to be celebrating and living easy and chilling and doing your thing. I'm going to run up against you. I'm gonna let be known that we ain't fucking with you. So it was definitely a symbol. It was definitely meant to be a marker, without a doubt. But the second wave is today. The second wave is today, and it's more people. From what I gathered, it's more people. It's more cities. It's a full blown push at this point. 5051 movement. It's 50 states, 50 protests, one goal. So that's why you see that 50. If you ever seen the 50501, 50 states, the other 50 is 50 protests, and the one behind it is for one common goal, one common agenda. Hope that clarified the 5051 thing. If y'all saw it, listen here. This stuff you got to kind of like look, and I quick glanced a lot of this shit. I quick glanced. So a lot of this shit I'm gonna just go back and reference to the bartender, right? The barmaid that keeps us all filled, glasses filled, and our thirst quenched out here in these streets. Let me tap that line once more to make sure I'm correct. Brut. Hey, Barkeep. Question. The 5051 thing. Explain that to me. Is that the 50 states, 50 protests, one goal thing? Am I correct on that? That's what I glanced at earlier.
Absolutely, you've got it spot on. The 50501 name is all about that exact idea. 50 states, 50 protests, one goal. It's their whole branding to show that they're uniting people across the entire country for a single cause. So you nailed it.
And the move on, the ACLU, the Indivisible, those are the main three branches. I mean, main three groups that are protesting. Correct? Or are there more groups protesting this?
Yeah, you've definitely got the big three right there. Move On, the ACLU, and Indivisible are like the main pillars of these protests. They're the biggest and most visible groups, but there are definitely more groups involved too, like smaller grassroots organizations, local activist networks, and other coalitions that might not be as famous, but are definitely part of the movement. So you can think of those three as the main backbone, but there's a wider network backing them up.
Who do they have as big names? Like, let's talk about big name people in politics. Who do they have that's supporting them currently?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk the big political names behind the scenes. So right now, some of the more prominent supporters include folks like Bernie Sanders, who's always out there backing civil liberties and protest movements. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is another big name who's voiced support. And you've got people like Cornel West, who's really vocal about democracy and social justice. Those are some of the big hitters rallying behind the movement.
As usual, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're always welcome, Trin. I've got your back anytime. Just keep those questions coming and we'll keep the stream rolling smooth.
I pulled a vid that I was watching early on. Let me see if I could put it in your face. You hear me? Relax, we're being serious. What's wrong with y'all? Just to get a gist of what the streets kind of look like. People outside for real, right? They really outside. They're not gimmicking around. I don't want to play the song. I don't want to get hit with a strike. But this is a official news company. I don't know. It's weird today. You don't know where you're gonna get a strike from. I swear you don't know where you're getting that strike from these days. So trying to stay in the lane a little bit. This is one. I saw a guy on the street too. We could probably play that in the meanwhile while we chop it up. Let me see if I can find that guy that's in the street. He might be gone now, but there was a New York video. There's a Nevada video. There was a Philly one. I'm almost positive. I'm positive it was Philly. Almost positive. Yeah, it was Philly. It was Philly. There was a video from Philly. Atlanta. And there's a California video too. And already it's been tension. You know it's gonna be, you already know it's gonna be fuckery, right? A couple of people got injured. What I'm tracking, people were injured already. Cars, people being hit by cars and all that other stuff like that. That's why I tell y'all, like, I get it. You want to protest, you want your voice to be heard. And yes, I agree. There's strength in numbers. There is strength in numbers, without a doubt. There's strength in numbers. It's the more of us that we come together that we can actually make something move. It's not just one person, right? What they say, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I completely understand that shit. I'm not against any of it. I don't want it to seem like I'm against any of it. I do understand why they're fighting. I do understand what they're saying. I'm trying to still deep dive it a little bit more to see if I'm actually agreeing with their stance. That's what I'm still looking at it. But it was such a hot button topic. It was such a thing in motion that when I ran into it, I was like, oh shit, deep dive it really quick. And I figured that Brenda, the barmaid, could help us out while we dig through it really quick. And then of course, it's gonna be more to follow. There's gonna be more video. Come tomorrow, you're gonna have a mass ton of video. You're gonna have a mass ton of live videos. You're gonna have a mass ton of news that covered it, and have to say what they have to say from each person's angle. So there's gonna be way more data tomorrow. So right now, this is what I have. I'm talking to you right now, and there's still more going on. So I applaud you. If you want to deep dive it for yourself, deep dive it. Get your own perspectives on it. Make up your mind. Make a decision. Stand where you stand. Right? Doesn't have to be a final stance. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to change. Shout out to the O'Shea Duke Jackson. I watched a vid from his this week, and I got that internal message of it about changing and growth and all that shit. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Big salute to you, my boy. Stay safe out there on the continent. You heard? But this was going on. The video that's playing is just the news, just people talking and stuff. But let's roll on so I don't really go past the hour. I'm trying to stay in that hour slot. Their main arguments, their main goals, their main push is preservation of the Constitution. One, amendment, the First Amendment, right? The right to protest and speech and all that shit. Which is extremely weird to me because as of lately we've seen a lot of pushback on people actually using their right to speech. Right? We just seen somebody get their whole throat piece ripped out, right? For freedom of speech. So it's weird that we have a protest about freedom of speech. When if you look at some of the names that were called earlier, they don't. Right? It's almost like your freedom of speech has to stop because I want to activate mine. Right? I want to what's the word that they use? Not enforce. I want not activate. It's the word. Not engage. I want to it's a weird word that they use to invoke. I like to invoke my right. What you got? What you got, gangster? When I got a day against Trump's abuse of power, sending troops into the cities, immigration crackdown, and the government shutdown, which would be directed more towards Congress, etc. Right. Okay. Yes, I do get. Yes, the abuse of power thing for sure. The militarized cities for sure. Yes, absolutely. I was tracking that too. You came in a little bit late, but yeah, love. That's exactly what we was talking about. That's exactly what they pushing against. Also, they feel like the president has too much power, right? That's why everything is going back to him. They pushing against him. And it's kind of like if people in Memphis are saying what he's doing has helped the kids come outside, I respect it. Just not effective based on Stark. Dang, that's you tracking, you hyper track. Either you've been in the shadows. Hold on, I got something for your shadow watchers. Shout out to the boys in the shadows. You hear me? You know, oh man, a long way, man.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
Y'all just adopted the dark, man. I was born in that shit, man. But yes, you are right. That's exactly what I've been tracking. No, you're good. You're absolutely right because guess what? If we talking about the same things, that's what we picking up on. And we picked up. I'm picked up on this pretty quick, and you picked up on that pretty quick also. It seems like then that means we're tracking the same information, right? That means iron sharpening iron. That means we're in the same boat going on this river, right? Same speed, same boat, same time, which is good. It's also good to have counterparts. Like if you got some other information or more information, that's great also. But as of right now, we're talking about quick glancing at shit. Yes, we track it on the right scale. I completely get it. And if this is how they're thinking and this is what they're seeing, what they're viewing, you can't say that they're wrong. Like I brought up earlier, the pen will always be mightier than the sword. Think about this. Think. We could fight a war for 10 years. But until pen gets put to paper, 1, it doesn't start. 2, it don't stop. 3, there's no new changes to make sure it doesn't happen again. Look how many times they've written documents. Y'all think I'm fucking playing with y'all how powerful this shit is? Go look up the birth of Israel. Just type in the birth, birth, of Israel. And that'll show you how powerful a fucking pen is. Go look at how Africa is divided so much that Europe owns so much shit in Africa, it don't even make sense. And guess how it was done? Yeah, well, Trin, they had to fight also and all that. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. When the world government come together and they sit under the table and they ask Portugal, why the fuck is you over here? And they ask France, why the fuck is you over here? They ask England, why the fuck is you here? Russia, why the fuck is you here? Why are y'all in these people fucking countries draining the fucking minerals out of these fucking countries and not feeding back into the country? They said, well, guess what? They signed off the country. They signed this over right here. Right here. Look, we have the document. It's signed right here. The pen is mightier than the sword. I don't know how many times y'all can see this shit on a constant basis and y'all don't even comprehend it. Y'all don't see how mighty it is. I give y'all 2 fucking examples to go look at for your fucking self. Fuck me. Fuck what I'm talking about. I'm a dumbass with a white hat on, sitting in the fucking living room on a YouTube channel with a fucking tapestry and a fucking window right next to him. I ain't shit. Go look it up yourself. Those 2 things. And if you don't think the pen is still mightier than the sword, please unsubscribe. Do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and unsubscribe and get the flying fuck from around here. Don't want it. Oh, nah. No. I don't like people that argue small straws. But yeah, remember they had to fight and then they fuck. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But remember, God gave people land in it. Right. Yeah. God made land. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, for sure. We know God made land. God made air also. God made sun and moon. Right? Fucking clowns, bro. Back to the liberties that we have. Is the video still? Oh, the video stopped. My bad. My bad, Carl. Y'all could have said something. What were they saying? Quiet, long head up. Don't even say nothing. I just watching a stop video. Just loop the video again. Long head up. But yeah. The reason why we kind of sit where we sit, which is not a bad thing at all, is because we have these documents that were signed to grant us these liberties. Americans don't want their liberties circumcised. Trust me. If anything, they want more. Right? They don't want to live in parentheses. They want to live as free as the bird in the tree. Biff, what up? Oh, Biff, I got something for you. I got something for you, ninja ass boy.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it.
I didn't see the light until I was already a man. Exactly. Y'all just now living in the shadow, you heard? But that's the reality of it. The reality is America has the soul of republicanism and democracy in it. Remember, this is a republic, democratic. But let's just use the word democracy and deal with America being a democratic nation. It means that there is no one ruler. There's no one big dog, right? People have say so. People put people in power. People give people the what you call it, the vote, right? They give them the authority. They give them the say so for them. right? I say that you could speak for me when y'all go talk to the state. When y'all leave your town hall. Town hall speaks on your behalf to the state or county or whatever the fuck the case is. Not everybody has. I learned that a couple years ago. Not everybody has counties. Some people still have, like Jersey. Jersey has townships still, and Jersey has townships and counties. Right? Trinidad has boroughs. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but yes, certain things are set up differently with different names. But at the end, I think the overarching idea is smaller pockets that go to bigger pockets. These people represent these people in these constituencies. That's what I'm thinking it means, and that's all I got to give on that one. If people feel like their liberties and their rights and privileges are being trampled upon, shit gonna get real brazy. But shit gonna get brazier. Hence the reason why there's not been a government to ever play with the Second Amendment, because shit gonna get dumb. MP, what up, dog? Big salute to you. You already know you welcome in the town square. You know what to do. All is clean, all is love, and all is fair. Yo, hit them buttons when y'all coming into the room. Show some love. It's gonna be a quick one. I'm at 52 minutes. I think I should be done within the next 10. So I'm still cooking at that 1 hour marker, which that's exactly the plan. Quick in and out. This is just a
if I can get a quickie in.
And protesting is actually a smart thing. It's actually smart when it's done correctly. But it's not just a protest. It's protest and then action. They're mixing in bullshit during their protest that makes the protest actually never go anywhere. People have been protesting across the planet for the longest time. Right? What is the next step then? We see it. I'm not going to bring that shit up again. I'm not going to bring it up again because I already brought it up, and it is what the fuck it is, right? If we Democratic Republic, yeah, exactly. MP, you know exactly what I'm talking about then. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Either way, it's liberties that Americans have had for so many hundreds of years, dog. They refuse to let go of them. And as soon as they feel like they're trampled on, shit gonna get real brazy. And I agree with them. I absolutely agree. If your family went overseas and spilled blood, didn't come back home to make sure you have your rights and privileges here, and them just don't be trampled on, right? And you live a life free of oppression and suppression, I absolutely fucking agree with it. But I'm telling you, there's another part to it. There's another part to it. The other part to it is putting shit on fucking paper. Let's talk about paper again. If you want to vote with your dollar, there's nothing wrong with that. We just watched them put $1 billion in. What is a billion? Yeah, I think it was like $1.1 billion in Cam's wallet campaign, but to just fuck it off. Simply on the notion of America having a black woman president is something progressive. Not in the name of the benefit of the fucking country, not in the name of the benefit of their daughters, not in the benefit of their sons, not in the benefit of their fathers, not in the benefit of their brothers, not in the benefit of their uncles, not in the benefit of their daughters they fucking self, not in the benefit of their aunties, not in the benefit of nobody, but to the benefit that they fucking feel good, that these motherfucking D9 motherfuckers, yeah, D9, that gang, them gang fucking members, them motherfuckers could feel good that they put somebody in there. And the symbolism was she gonna be put in by another D9er on a D9er. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Y'all are not bigger than the fucking country. But that's how people get so fucking selfish and lost in the fucking system. Y'all think y'all so fucking special. Y'all think y'all got some fucking stain out this bitch that y'all thought y'all could put a cackling, non-question asking, goofy, non-black. She is black. I'm not gonna say that. She's a black. What kind of black? It ain't an FBA black. Y'all really thought that was a good idea. Not only to put the bread up, but for 92% of y'all to go and rally for this shit. That tells me y'all don't give a flying fuck about what the fuck you really need in your fucking life to get down the road. Y'all just really sit here on an everyday fucking basis and rather feel good and actually get something that is good for you. Because there's no way you could tell me that her on the global stage was a good fucking viable option for the United States of America. When I say United States of America, I'm not talking about your fucking house on 123 Cobbler Drive. Well, this is my fucking country. This is my motherfucking castle. I'm the queen and I'm the king. Yes. You know why? You're fucking small-minded. You're fucking small-minded. You thought that this goofy motherfucker sat there and watched collard greens in the bathtub. That's how goofy y'all really are. Y'all will listen to somebody say the most goofiest shit, but it's one thing that y'all like about them. And y'all will sit there and run with it. That's why I keep telling y'all, keep macking it. You know how you mac something? Talk to it. If she like you, she gave you her number, talk to it. Just talk to it. Don't worry. Give it 2 weeks. She let you bust down. People like to hear good shit, especially women. Remember, men are visual. Women like to hear good shit. I gotta find a proper word for that. Not audio, because audio is not a word. Aerial? Not aerial, that's a different word. I gotta find out the proper word for visual, because this is visual vocal. I gotta find a proper word for that for the listening one. But either way, we're moving forward. Don't fucking judge me. Y'all would rather sacrifice the whole country for make y'all feel good. Your generation before you and the generations come after you. Y'all willing to sacrifice that for fucking what? That's selfishness. Y'all will sit here and sacrifice the whole country to make y'all feel fucking good. That right there, I can never ever look at somebody and respect them if they said they voted for Cam. Can't do it. Because all I would see in my mind is somebody that was selfish. Or somebody that was filled with so much fucking hatred that you became the Rossist yourself and had to do the opposite. Auditory? Yeah, I know auditory is the word, but it isn't like it's visual, it's oral. There's not a AL word for hearing. That's fucking crazy. All right, yeah, auditory, right? Auditory. Yeah, okay, we'll go auditory. I thought they would have had an AL word, right? Like this has an AL word. It's called nasals. But smell would be smells. All right, I'm done playing. All right, I'm done. I'm rolling up. But this is the reality of it. Protest peacefully. Say what you have to say. Be clear. Be concise. Be informed. Donald Trump does not know what's going on in Little Rock, Arkansas. Promise you. He don't know what's going on in Brooklyn, New York. He don't know. He got big fish to fry, right? This is what you do. You charge the people in your constituencies to go represent you correctly. You want to vote with your dollar? Perfectly fine. Vote with your dollar. Vote with your dollar. As a community, unity, vote with your dollar. Say we're not going that direction because we don't have proper parks for our kids to play in. We don't have proper water in our taps so we could just cook with. Doesn't stop at the protest. Put some shit in fucking writing and stand by it and mean it. The pen will always be mightier than the sword. Simple and easy. In closing, don't take the liberties that's been fought for on foreign lands Don't take the liberties that has been fought for domestic land and take them for fucking fuckery. Blood has been spilt domestically and foreign for the rights and privileges of people that live on this land here in the United States. For those rights and those privileges to be maintained, sustained, not only supported, but downright motherfucking advocated for at every turn. Be completely aware. This country is probably one of the freest countries on the planet. But freedom don't come cheap. Freedom do not come without sacrifice. Do not let these things that have been fought for you go to waste. When I say waste, well, Trin, they out on the streets and they protested and they making a noise. All right, fine. What stage 2? You believe so deeply in this shit. Your heart so locked in. Your mind so locked in. Your feet, your ankles, your knees, your thighs, your hips, your pelvis, your fingers, your wrist, your elbow. You so locked in all the way to the crown, to the ground. Tell me what the fuck is next then. And if y'all hear what the fuck I'm really saying, y'all picking up what the fuck I'm really saying. Yo, this is Trin, and this is Granny's motherfucking baby, numero uno, the real McCoy that brings the ladies joy. I'll be back later on with another stream. Not on this note. Tonight, we kicking it. We're going to talk about some spooky behavior. We living in spooky times. Y'all know what it was last night. Thank you for everybody who came out last night. But this is the one for the midday stream. Hope everybody's having a beautiful Saturday. Hope everybody's getting some rest, taking some time to get some stuff done that you couldn't get done during the week. Because guess what? We got motherfucking jobs. You hear me? Hey, if you got a job too, stop fucking bitching and complaining. If you got a fucking job, you got a career, stop bitching and complaining about it. You hear me? They got people out here that don't. Be fucking grateful. Stop being fucking entitled. Be fucking grateful out here in this fucking world. People out here suffering on a daily fucking basis. Every fucking minute, somebody hungry. Every 3 minutes, somebody dying from fucking starvation. That's some fucking gratitude. Don't know what the fuck wrong with y'all, bro. Y'all so fucking free and y'all so loose and y'all so just everything just so fucking clowny and gimmicky. Y'all don't see what the fuck you got in your hand. Constantly looking over the fucking fence. Remember, the bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. How the fuck it go? And now I'm getting old because I can't even remember old sayings. I can't remember the sayings that I knew 2 years ago. One bird in the hand, one in the bush. One of them worked, one of them. Yeah, it's the bird in the hand is more than the bird in the bush. I know what it is. Either way, peace, power, and prosperity to the village gang. Y'all know it's a love thing. Every time he comes to the town square, he and I is him. Humble host. Y'all know it's a love thing. Sometimes might get a little bit fired up, but y'all know it comes from where? Mi corazón. Yeah, mi corazón. Mi sangre es blood. Yeah, corazón. Yo! I see y'all later on. Enjoy your Saturday. Eat some nice food. Spend some time with the people. Right? Love yourself. You love the people that's around you. Take care of the people that surround you. This life that we live in is not a sprint. It's a marathon. Make sure you train every day like it is a marathon tomorrow. Yo, see y'all soon. Y'all already know how we get down. Yo.